O.J. Simpson, granted parole, will walk free in October. After serving 9 years behind bars, the juice will finally be loose. O.J. Simpson, the Hall of Fame football star turned infamous accused murderer, has been granted parole from his prison term which he served at Lovelock Correctional Facility in Nevada. Simpson was incarcerated at the medium security prison following a 2007 incident in which he set up a deal with a pair of men to buy some sports memorabilia, which he claimed were rightfully his possessions. Rather than follow through on the deal, Simpson's goons held the men at gunpoint in a Las Vegas hotel room and made off with the goods. Simpson was convicted of armed robbery, kidnapping, and assault with a deadly weapon, sending him to the slammer for 9 to 33 years. On July 20th, the parole board, consisting of 4 members, voted unanimously to set him free, grading him a low risk to reoffend. When Simpson was told he would be granted parole, he said thank you and bowed his head. He will be released in October of this year as a 70-year-old man. Having earned $400,000 from his NFL pension during his time behind bars, it seems O.J. has a little juice left to squeeze.
Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews.
Stories about O.J. Simpson are always worth a watch, aren't they?
O.J. Simpson could be up for parole. After spending nearly a decade in prison, O.J. Simpson is scheduled for a parole hearing in July, which many say could lead to his release within the year. Once a respected Hall of Fame football star, Simpson rose to notoriety after being accused of murder. Around midnight on June 13, 1994, Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman were found stabbed to death outside her Los Angeles home. A single bloody glove and blue knit cap were recovered at the scene. A set of bloody shoe prints were found leading away from the bodies and towards the back of the house. 2 miles away, at O.J. Simpson's Rockingham estate, detectives found blood in Simpson's parked Bronco and on the driveway. After illegally entering the Simpson home, they found the matching bloody glove from the crime scene. A pair of bloody socks would later be found in the bedroom. Simpson caught a plane to Chicago hours earlier, but flew back to LA after being informed of his ex-wife's death. DNA testing revealed that blood found near the shoe prints at the crime scene contained Simpson's DNA. Blood from both victims was found in the Bronco and in the glove and socks found at Rockingham. Hair retrieved from Goldman's shirt and from the blue knit cap found near his body both turned out to belong to Simpson.
It's time again.
A warrant was issued for the football star's arrest. But instead of surrendering, Simpson and teammate Al Cowlings fled in the latter's car, also a white Bronco, and led police on a long chase. Eventually, Simpson was arrested and charged with the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. Simpson had a history of domestic violence, which prosecutors claim eventually led to him killing his ex-wife and her friend. They believe that after Simpson committed the murders around 10:15 p.m. on June 12th, he left through the back gate and drove back home in his white Bronco. At 10:40 p.m., a limo arrived at Rockingham to take Simpson to the airport. The driver pressed the intercom but got no response. At 10:55, he said he saw a dark figure walk across the driveway and into the house. Simpson answered the intercom moments later. At 11:01, Simpson emerged from the house with his bags. In countering the prosecution's evidence against Simpson, his defense team cited improper handling of the evidence which led to contamination. The defense further claimed that certain pieces of evidence were planted or tampered with, pointing out that the detective who found them had a history of racism. They accused the LAPD of framing Simpson, if only because he was black. During the murder trial, Simpson was asked to put on the pair of gloves. They didn't fit. It's been argued that the blood-soaked gloves shrank after being left to dry. It didn't help that Simpson was wearing latex gloves underneath when he tried them on during the trial, which could have altered the fit. Another theory claims Simpson stopped taking his arthritis medication 2 weeks before, so his hands were swollen when he tried the gloves on.
That's what they have you believe. That is the prosecution's case. We have been here 1 year, ladies and gentlemen, and 2 days to hear this is what they have told you. It just doesn't fit. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
A jury later determined he was not guilty of murder. They gave the verdict after deliberating for just 4 hours.
The jury, is this your verdict? So say you won, so say you all?
All right, counsel, Mr. Simpson, would you be seated, please? Just have it quiet in the courtroom, please. All right, Mrs. Robertson, would you please poll the jurors?
In 1996, the Goldman family filed a civil suit for wrongful death against Simpson. The resulting trial included pieces of evidence not previously seen. Among them was a photo showing Simpson in size 13 Bruno Mai shoes, the exact same type that created the bloody shoe prints at the crime scene. He was eventually found liable for the deaths of Brown, Simpson, and Goldman, and ordered to pay $33.5 million to their families. Simpson went free after his acquittal, but he was eventually jailed for a different set of crimes and has been incarcerated since 2008. In 2007, in a bid to recover some sports memorabilia he said was stolen from him, Simpson enlisted the help of some friends to pose as buyers. As the dealers waited in a Las Vegas hotel room with the merchandise, Simpson and his group burst into the room armed with guns. He threatened the dealers, while his cohort stuffed the memorabilia into pillowcases. The group was arrested days later, but only Simpson was eventually charged and jailed.
LAPD testing knife allegedly found on former O.J. Simpson estate. New evidence from the O.J. Simpson trial may have surfaced after the LAPD recently came into possession of a knife that may have been used in the grisly murders. In 1995, O.J. Simpson was acquitted on 2 charges of murder in the stabbing deaths of his wife Nicole Brown and her friend Ronald Goldman. A murder weapon was never recovered. The LAPD reports that in 1998, during construction at Simpson's former estate where the murder took place, a worker on site came across a knife. The construction worker then approached an off-duty traffic cop on a movie set and handed over the weapon. Rather than turn it in, the officer kept the knife in his possession until sometime in the past month, as reported by police. The LAPD was notified of the knife's existence and obtained the weapon from the officer, who has since retired. The LAPD Robbery Homicide Division's crime lab is now analyzing the knife for any traces of DNA that still remain. However, even if new evidence is uncovered, the trial cannot be reopened due to the double jeopardy clause, which protects defendants from prosecution after acquittal. Renewed interest in the case has recently sparked following the airing of a new miniseries examining the trial, The People vs. O.J. Simpson, American Crime Story. Simpson is currently serving a prison sentence in Nevada for a 2008 armed robbery conviction.
Knife found on O.J. Simpson property rekindles speculation. A knife allegedly found on O.J. Simpson's former estate in Los Angeles some 10 years ago is recently being examined by the police. A knife was reportedly found while a crew was demolishing O.J. Simpson's estate in Brentwood, Los Angeles in 2003. Police are examining the knife for evidence, including DNA and hair. The murder weapon that killed Simpson's ex-wife and her friend Ronald Goldman was reportedly a long serrated knife. However, the knife that is currently being tested is a smaller folding knife or fixed blade. Even if the knife is found to be linked to the case, Simpson cannot be tried again for the same crime, as the double jeopardy clause of the Fifth Amendment prohibits it. Simpson is currently in prison in Nevada on a separate case. He was convicted in 2008 on 10 charges, including armed robbery. Simpson was sentenced to 33 years with the possibility of parole after 9 years. His first parole hearing will be in October 2017.